Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. As you know, Chapter 3 Season 4 is now here, and with that comes another arena reset. Now, we're all going to be grinding back to Champs once again. Luckily, your boy Jexy's got you covered. That's why in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to get Champs while still improving. I'll be covering all of the easiest methods and strategies you can use to maximize your arena points while still improving at the same time. That way, you can reach Champs first and improve while you're doing that. Let's get into it. Starting off today's video, I want to begin by going over the point system that's in place this season. It's pretty much the exact same as last season, so don't have to worry. Just for reference, I'll put a picture of all the point systems on the screen just so you could screenshot or go back to them at a later date. Here is the point system for solos, then you've got duos, lastly you've got trios. When you're in Open and Contender League, the points are balanced. With this evidence, I believe that trios is the best game mode to play, as it will maximize your kills and in hindsight will make your points a lot better. Alright guys, so the next tip is where you guys should drop. I mean, there's no actual given location where you guys should drop because everyone has a different, what they prefer. But if you guys are trying to W key in Open and Contender, I recommend places like Tilted and also Coney. These are the best locations, as plus they have lots of around them if you want to, go a bit diverted out then rush in. But if you're in Champions League, I recommend going to a bit more locations, a bit more safer locations. So I'm talking maybe Sleepy and Shifty maybe. But once again, it all depends on what division you are and what playstyle you have. If you have more of W key playstyle, obviously Tilt is the place for you. But if you have a bit more of a mix, I think Coney or Shifty. So guys, for the next tip is actually talk about playstyles. So I'm going to split this part into 3 different sections. We're going to start with Open, then we're going to go to Contender, and then lastly we'll be going into Champions League. Let's start with Open. So in Open League, obviously all your goal is to try and get enough points to rank up to Contender League, which I think is 2,000 points this season. As soon as you get Contender League, as soon as you guys get Contender League, that pretty much means you can play any tournament this season. Your playstyle in Open League should primarily be around W keying and landing hot locations. Landing at hot locations will give you good loot and maximize your kills. Next, we're going to be talking about Contender. Contender's where you might run into a few sweats, but most of the time it's at your level. Contender League is the exact same as Open League if you are happy with how you play. If you have a good W keying playstyle for Contender, it will be fun to grind to a Champions League level as and not be that many bad players, and it'll be a bit of competition. You should expect high end games, high elimination end games, high players, and high zones. You should also be expecting a lot more sweaty players W keying you and using new strategies. This is why your boy Jexy's got you covered with all the new strategies. Contender League is also one of the funnest to play in. I would strongly recommend playing duos in Contender League, as it will maximise your points so you can rank up to Champions League faster. Lastly, we have Champions League. This is where the top dogs are. For me, personally, I'll be playing endgame every game in Champions League to maximise your points so you can go up and flex your arena points. I'll be aiming for at least top 5 every game. I would have a specific landing spot, not more than 2, and I would make sure that I know where chests are. It's really important that you have good teammates in Champions League, because you will be coming against the best. It is easiest to get points in Champions League in trios and solos. Duos I would not recommend, as it is a demand for kills. I believe that if you get 20 kill in champs, it will update your game, and it'll also be improving while you play. I also believe that while you're in champs, you will be improving while you're playing, which is a plus side to it. You'll be playing against the people that you would normally play in a high elimination tournament, and you'll also be playing a very stacked endgame 90% of the time. This will play you against the best of the best so you can improve. Alright guys, getting on to the next tip in this video is probably going to be about piece control. Piece control is obviously, so you can trap your enemy and hit easy shots on them. You guys can know all the editing and building in the world, but if you don't know piece control, you're never going to kill someone. So what I would recommend doing for piece control, if you know the basics of it, I would recommend going into Raiders piece control map. I'll have the link for that in the screen right now and also in the description. I'd recommend piece control because it helps so much in competitive advantage. It is I cannot stress it enough, it's the main thing to practice in Fortnite to become a better player. It always makes you a lot more confident in your builds, and make sure that you fully piece control them to get that quick and easy kills. Alright guys, let's move on to the next tip. getting on to the last tip in this video, it's going to be how should you practice arena. Obviously, the number one thing to practice arena is to play arena, but you know, everyone does that, so it might get a bit boring. So the number one thing I'd recommend is realistic 1v1s. If you guys are more of a skilled player, I'd recommend going into scrims as well, and also recommending friends that you know a bit better than you, because that'll help you improve. But if you guys are a normal skill level, I'd always recommend just going into matchmaking 1v1s and realistics. That would help you out a lot. Realistic 1v1, so I have the code on the screen right now, but it's pretty much so you can, obviously it's more realistic with the guns and loot and to match. So obviously I recommend this for someone that, you know, wants to get better at mid-game fighting. If you wanted to get better at late-game fighting, I recommend 32 player zone wars. I'll have the code on the screen for that right now. And that's pretty much a simulation of what will go on in-game, so you can get better at in-game. And obviously these will help you become better, so you can play like EU open scrims. All of the scrim discords will be linked in below in the description if you need them to help you. But pretty much all you need to do is practice these and go into scrims, and you'll be set for tournaments. And guys, that wraps up the last section of today's video.